Laura from True Vitality, and in this session I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favourite stretches. And this stretch routine particularly is really nice for releasing any tension that's being built up through the body, particularly around the shoulders, through the hips, through the back. So it's really good for reducing muscular tension, but it's also a great tool you can use in the evening to relax, wind down. Just really focusing on the stretches often helps to calm the mind as well as calm the body. So there are many benefits to doing this particular sequence. So it's relatively simple. You don't need any equipment really, other than I would ask that you have a pillow. We don't need it straight away, but it'd be good just to have it to the side, and a mat if you have one. Otherwise, just lying on a comfortable rug or somewhere on the floor with a blanket is absolutely fine as well. So I'm going to start lying down, and we're going to start lying on our backs. I often find it lovely just to close my eyes for these stretches, but you can keep them open, whichever feels best for you is absolutely fine as well. So we're just going to just let your body just settle here, settle into the mat with your eyes open or your eyes closed. And I just want you to start by taking a few deep breaths. So as you breathe in, really taking the breath down into the ribs, expanding the sides of the ribs to the side of the mat, and just as you exhale, exhaling either through your nose or through your mouth, but really focusing on emptying the lungs. Inhaling, really take the breath down into the abdomen while the belly rises, and then exhaling through the nose or through the mouth. There's no right or wrong with whether you breathe out through the mouth or the nose. Just do what feels most comfortable for you. So last breath in. And we're going to start with a gentle stretch for the lower back. So I'd like you to bring the feet together and the knees together, and you should be able to just about sweep the back of the heels with your fingers, roughly. I want you to gently just push your back into the floor and take your arms out wide to the side. With the feet, feeling the full length of your spine on the floor here, just gently pulling your tummy in. Breathe in. And then I want you to just exhale both knees to the left. You can either look up to the ceiling or just gaze in the opposite direction. And then tighten up your belly to bring the knees back to the centre. And then I want you to take the knees to the right as you gaze either the opposite direction, or you can stay gazing up to the ceiling. Inhaling to bring the knees back up. And just gently now we're going to alternate sides. Inhaling back up. Exhaling to the other side. Don't worry at all how far your knees go to the floor. You may find they touch the floor, or if your back's quite stiff, you might find that just a couple of inches is enough. There's no right or wrong, just working with your own range of movement and whatever feels comfortable for you. So we're just going to do a few more here. So just loosening off that lower back. Stretching into the lower back, the waist, the side of the hip. So now we're going to take both knees to one side and just hold it there now for 3 deep breaths. Either looking the opposite direction or staying with your head looking up. Again, just taking the breath into the ribs, feeling the ribs expand as you inhale, and then making the exhale nice and long. On the exhale, it's a really good chance just to feel everything releasing from your muscles, relaxing your body. And then on the next inhale, just want you to tighten up your tummy, bring your legs to the center, and then you're going to exhale and hold to the other side. Like I said, you can just gaze the opposite way or straight up, doing whatever feels good for you, and just taking 3 deep breaths here. On the exhale, just feel the muscles releasing, relaxing, let the knees drop a little bit closer to the floor. But the most important thing is the first time you do this, you don't overstretch or overpush. Meet your body where it's at, and really just take your time, build up slowly. And then on the inhale now, tighten up your tummy, bringing the knees back to the center. So I want you now to cross your left leg over the right. If that feels quite stiff, then just holding there. Otherwise, just bringing the hands through the right leg and lifting up. So this left leg now, I'll turn sideways on slightly. You should really feel the stretch through the outer hip and the outer side of the left bottom. And just take a few deep breaths here. You should really feel your breathing just slowing down a little bit by now, just feeling the tension leaving your body. And then we're just going to swap sides, so bring the left leg down and cross the right leg over. Loop the hands through the left leg and just gently pulling in. Stretching out the righter hip, the right side of your bottom. And then nice long deep breaths. If you feel the stretch getting easier, you can just gently pull in just that little bit further. Okay, that's really good. And then just release both legs to the floor. And then if you just get your pillow, doesn't matter, maybe not too big, but just popping the pillow on the mat. And then I'm just going to get you to rest your head on the mat here. So I don't want you to just rest too much into the mat. It's quite an active stretch. So propping up onto your shoulder, lifting gently through your waist with your arms outstretched in front. Tighten up your belly by pulling the belly button back to the spine, and we're going to inhale, reach the arm up. And then I want you to just exhale, drop the arm back. It will be different for everyone how far you can go. If your neck's tight, just keep it where it is. Otherwise, you can let the gaze follow your arm. And just let the shoulder open. Feel the stretch through the upper shoulder. The hips stay facing forward. And it's just the upper spine, the right shoulder opening, or whichever side is on the top. And then on the next exhale, I want you to bring the arm all the way back over. So we'll do that once more on this side. So we're going to inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, drop the arm back. You might find for today that you're having to obviously watch the screen. Not able to close your eyes maybe as much as you'd like to, but obviously as you get used to the stretches, you can learn to sort of go within and switch off and just focusing on your body and the stretches themselves. So really opening through the chest, through the shoulder. If you're sat down at a desk all day or lifting things or carrying children, the muscles in the front of the chest can get really stiff. This is really good for your posture, bringing the shoulders back. Okay, exhale, bring the arm back. So we're going to swap and do the other side now. So just you can probably just switch over and face the other way. I'm going to swap to the other side so you can see what I'm doing. So head's resting on the pillow, bringing the arms in front, tighten up through the abs. So you're not just resting into your shoulder, you're kind of propped up on the shoulder. And we're going to inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, dropping back. Take a few breaths here. The hips are forward, pointing forwards. The gaze, just find a comfortable position for you, or let your gaze follow your hand. Opening through the chest, and then on the next exhale, bring the arm back to the front. Inhale to hold, bringing the arms up, and then exhale, dropping back. Just take 3 or 4 deep breaths here. Okay, perfect. And then on the next exhale, bringing the arm all the way back, over again, and then we're just going to slowly come up, and you can release the pillow now just to the side. So coming up onto all fours, we're going to do some work for the spine. So you may have done this before, it's a Pilates stretch called a cat stretch. So on all fours, in the box position, bring your shoulders away from your ears, having a small arch in your lower back. We're just going to take a deep breath in to hold here. And then I want you to exhale, tuck the tailbone under, pull up on your pelvic floor, roll through the lower back, through the mid-back, pushing up into the upper back, opening the shoulder blades, let the head drop down. And then inhale, release from the lower back first. Release the lower back, the middle of the back, the upper back, head comes up last. And then just exhaling to roll up again, feeling the full length of your spine arching, separating all the vertebrae at the top, and then inhaling to release. Relax down, exhaling up, pushing up into the shoulder blades. All the while just keeping your abs slightly contracted. And then we'll do 2 more. Inhale to release, and then we'll do last one. Inhale to release the spine. And then from there, take your knees just slightly apart. That's good. And then reach your arms forward, sitting back on your heels, and then just release your forehead to the floor. If your forehead doesn't touch the floor, don't worry at all. Just let it just rest here, as long as you're not hanging the neck down. And I want you just to walk your fingers forward as much as you can, really elongating the arms, stretching under the shoulder blades, stretching into the triceps, which is the back of your arms. Maybe even feeling the stretch into your shoulder blades. And just take 3 or 4 deep breaths here. Making the most of this piece, just slowing the body down, nourishing the body with deep breaths, bringing as much oxygen into the body as you can. And then from there, we're going to thread the right arm through the left. You might want to play around with the hand position, bringing it up or down, just so you can feel the stretch into the right shoulder, and just relax your head, try not to strain it. And just holding that stretch there, just so that you can really feel the right shoulder opening. And then slowly release the right arm in front. Really good, and then threading now the left arm through. So feeling it into your shoulder. Walking the fingers forward if you need to, or moving them up or down if needed. And just taking a couple more deep breaths. And then release the arms in front, have the elbows soft, and then tighten up your tummy, and then I want you to just roll up through the spine, stacking the spine through the lower back, the middle of the back, and then the upper back, and then your head comes up last. So coming up tall, looking straight ahead, keeping now your knees slightly apart. We're going to exhale, tuck the chin under, and really roll down, but curl up as you roll down. So you feel an opening through your neck. As you roll all the way to the floor, and try and keep your hands with your palms up beside your body. And if that feels uncomfortable, just take them out in front so you can take them forward. And just take a couple of breaths here. Really feel almost as if your shoulder blades are opening, surrendering, relaxing to the side. And then tighten up your tummy, and then exhale, curling up one more time, stacking the spine through each vertebra, coming up nice and tall. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to come up to kneeling and stretch the hips out. When we're sat down all day, it can get really stiff through the hips and affect the alignment of the pelvis and the lower back. So we're going to release those. So bring the right foot in front, and from there just stretching forward. You may be able to go further or not so far, but just the right leg in front, and then feeling the opening through the left hip. So you can either hold your hands on your hips, your knees, or even take them to the floor depending on what feels right for you. But again, no overstretching, just work with your own range of movement for today. And then I'm going to get you to sit back on your heels. The right leg's extended in front now, and we're going to just hinge forward just gently from the hip. If you can't sit all the way back down, don't worry if your bottom's a bit higher than mine. So the right leg's out straight, feeling the stretch down the back of the leg here. We're doing a full body stretch today. So we're going to bring that leg back, and then come up to kneeling again, and we're going to stretch the opposite hip now. So bring the right leg, the left leg in front. Just let your body drop down, drop into that right hip, holding onto your knees or bringing your hands to the floor. So just doing what feels good for you. And then just gently taking your bottom back with the leg in front. We're going to just hinge forward from the hips now. Just elongating down the back of the leg. Staying on your heels. If it doesn't feel comfortable on your heels, you can just sit cross-legged or with your legs in front as well. Fingers forward but back, and we're just going to push up into the chest again, so opening up through the front of your shoulders. Just taking a few deep breaths here. I wouldn't recommend dropping your head back. I would just keep your head looking up just slightly so you're not straining your neck. Release from that stretch, and then bring the hands looped behind your back, open up the chest. Just holding here. Take your knees just slightly apart. Get yourself comfortable, pulling up, opening, really opening the fronts of your shoulders through your chest. And then just either hold here, or you can bring your head to the floor, pulling the arms up, stretching through the shoulders. And then release your hands to the floor if you're bending down to the floor. Tighten up your tummy, and then rolling up one more time, coming up tall. And then we just got a couple of things to finish off now. So we're going to sit with the soles of the feet together. And you can pull the heels in towards you slightly, just so you can open up through the inner thighs and the groin area. So just getting more flexibility in the hips. Your knees might be to the floor, they may be up here if they're tight, so again, just working with what feels good for you, just gently opening the inner thighs. And then take the feet slightly in front, keep holding onto the feet, tuck your chin in, and I just want you to roll down, forward folding, really opening the back of the neck, through the shoulder blades, through the spine. This is a lovely stretch if you start to get a tight neck when you're working, or just generally through the day if you're lifting, carrying, whatever you're doing. The back of the neck, the top of the shoulders can get really tight. This opens that area right up. And on the next exhale, keep the head down but sit up with your spine, so your back's straight, the head's dropped down, and then just drop the left ear to left shoulder, holding on to your ankles or your feet, just opening now up that right side of your neck. Don't overstretch that, just really hold the shoulder down. You shouldn't be putting pressure through the head by pulling, just let your head just drop down and stretch in a way that feels good for you. And then drop the head down again to the front. And now take the right ear to the right shoulder. Depending on which part of your neck's tighter, you'll feel it in different places. Last deep breath, and on the next exhale just bring your head back to the centre. We're going to cross the legs or bring the legs in front and just take 3 big deep breaths to finish. So inhaling, bring the arms up, exhale, circle round, inhale up, exhale, circle wide, and we'll do one more to finish. Exhale, circle wide. So I hope you feel more relaxed for that stretch. It's something that you can do daily, and there's no better time really than, if you choose the morning, that's good. In the evening, like I said, it can be really good just to aid in relaxing your body for a good night's sleep, or even during the day just to break up the routine during lunch, just to loosen off your body for the afternoon. But yeah, if you have any questions, please do ask. My email is nora@truevitality.co.uk, and I really hope this helps. I've enjoyed sharing it with you, and I will see you soon. Bye.